I'm going to read a short poem from this book and then a longer poem from this book. Right, here we go. So this is from a poem called When You Smile. It's the last part. Engraved to thee thy origin, camps and witness to the contours of your parents' love still developing towards whole. I saw no developments outside the tightest restriction, and if the tenant of your heart here persists, it's of red's elegance, pouring from you now as a yellow shirt's redeemed cup. I was going to do a more like animated reading style, but I got a sore throat, so apologies for that. And I'll try and be louder. Like, do say if you can't hear, because it's pointless, isn't it? This is called, it's the last poem I'm going to read from this. It's called That Time You Turned 21. My defeat exchanges appraisal for your decoration. In Rent pockets the classical novel, displaying economic statuses of the players, as though the necessary truth allowing intrigue its aureole, preservation its mandorla, critique its extended break, and scenic hazing. The only way the flush comes out of the heart in houseboat evenings for me, as abstract as longing as ternary threats to end the architecture's claim for secret knowledge. I promised you knowledge in a fanatic trance convinced of its legal apparatus, its unstate and occupation, oil tremors to its sense of love cut to the age of a certain year beyond which there was nothing left of time to hear the sounds of silence sampling the end. He letteth in, he letteth out to win. So did we hold something for all your slick psychology in searching for identical twins and time to come drifting apart? From this circle it's totally bare, and its sect has dwindled in numbers, and even they complain. Yellow stripes unfold and sell the manifold its own hymn. Credit has a way with the continued requirement of shame. Let friendship fall in our love embrace, worth all this sweet work, and chill in mechanized linen jargon, stretching a line to an embryonic effect that exchange situations, applied technology features developed from sewn affect, tear mirrored stages around cosmetic rails, well, and promise called it submissive consign, juggled sounds to date. Thank you. These are all kind of newer things, so you can get this one. Oh yeah, cool. I'm just going to read this. The first line is its title. We can help you return home voluntarily without fear of arrest or detention. We are real, the future is dreamable, love the changing UK economy. In the heart of swirling commerce, competition eases, whereas you at its peripheries, it grips fucking everything. Inside, no genuine market exchange. Corporations and nation states in blossom, venture past the means of any individual capitalist. Don't advertise. The love encounter lived through goods and accurate pictures of beloved place. Speak to endure, the future to dream. A massive tax on London, doubled for non-residents. The fleeting joy of purchase. You are not just selfish, trust anyone wearing a pouch. A 1930s style full employment scheme with taxes funding £10 to £15 an hour jobs in transit and eco-house building and social care for the elderly. Believe you live for another, stood outside yourself, and listen how it guides you. An advert done for wealth. This is a line from Alice Notley, same poem. You need whatever peace and harmony you can get because most of your life is strife and revolution. Isn't that to me? Dead always, and I could hear the music like the skylarks singing. My depression could always disappear, but human touch is envy's portal, and I love it, or I see no reason for there to be I, and love the text of the English Civil War, and love any fucking music out loud, to be so dumb and yet kind of aware. I know who dreams, but who dreams their worth? At least the love impulse is never wrong, we are real again. I want to talk about other stuff. Not the best Oki Sagumi, the best song, the best guy that funded raves, the best article, the best riot, the best festival, the best violence, the best you. Space in which to draw, notate, plan, scheme, investigate, dream, write love texts, and so on. Panoply of orphan distance, take refuge in identity. Distribute in love expansion. This isn't so I don't know, it's weird. This is different. This is the end of a thing called Saturday's Gone Forever. And I think it's optimistic. Sat on a swing, houses turn into fountains, the winds of dreams mix forever. Stood up, they crumble with a sweet emotion, like a girl keeping a journal to slow revolution, seeing the mountains kiss, hung from a single rib. So these poems don't have titles because they're new. So I'm going to finish with a few poems that don't have titles, like that. Pitches, absence, streak, outsourcing speed. Absence, settle the drama of a phase. Characters pass by. The diver and the poet in an order called delivery. Sparkling, turned away from the harp's pressure. A green painted wrist in Hollywood drawn reverses. On the train, practicing improvisation being born. Heavy abstractions inside music, making English turn the coast round the shore. Just when it needs the syllable, shared by the cut wood, informing the units on the Serco van by the hospital. 2 small windows on each side, and 6 cells for 6 prisoners pass by, cafes dreamt in other countries. Tuesday Internationalist. Seasons are like a revolutionary calendar. Practice length track discussions. The seed of jealousy records the language path, off by beautiful you. Texting the screen spills, places, far emotions drawn. Strange days to be without you forever, knowing only myths and fairy tales. Flavors of each word wave. The portal stretched out by grandma in green. Drunk on a boat on Lipo's river, hundreds of miles from the court that spurned me. The red tint is reserved only for the insane. Links drop down with gravity. Flows hover peach curls with all of your photos round the room. That had a resonance I wasn't expecting it to. Have I got, I don't know how much time I have, sorry. I have a little bit of time. Okay, cool. This is, thanks. This is like a narrative poem, and I guess it's for Gig Ryan, who's like the best, and she's Australian. It's not really for, it's trying to be Gig Ryan, which is a big difference, but anyway, this is it. And not a good difference. Kaffir limes once creased the eternal deserts. His Reeboks tremble air in your open window with trackers after comments. Dealing with a borrowed crop in the boot has invaded thoughts you thought he once knew, like live your life. Impulsive searches coming from a slow plot's passage with the sympathetic list you'd sometimes write. Uncertain in the home, domestic weirdnesses of speech, another activity. Another collection like strands with insecurity. Whatever is enviable in her position falters as it comes to the surf on the tiled rectangular court. This bedroom and happiness play out for a video. Patterns at dawn cut the suburbs to a halt. The service performing a pale supermarket is dream worlds to others, poised as a taxpayer, with just as much faith in its own means of production. The family split up. Adults on swings, kids swimming. Closing the road, he strutted past his own blockade, the state's marks all over it. Your heart tremors slept at the window looking out over the pools. Without a care to leave your plate on, one single measure blew around like likes collapsing at the strains of irritation I taught you were just like living life. The dreary cuts on pleasure dome roofs, the red stacked lights on the mystery play of traffic to him canvassing on a weekday. The slips into life stuck bright and vertical enough to fall. You need a social care in ways so unlike words placed with care in their placement. The state doesn't know you're any different to a glass. Since he went off to jukebox land, it's like you never do what he says. Cold in the gorge, hung hooked to its walls, donkeys in a 7-Up can, the fires at the campsite applying his coal in orange corduroy trousers, a pattern with a faint floral cardigan and a peppermint shirt. This is going to be my last poem now. It's meant to be in 6 parts, I'm just going to read 3 of them. It's called Trees, and it's got an epigram from Calix Dutt, because I wrote it after I read some lines by him then. And, okay, I'll read the epigram then, the first bit and the last bit. Intentions of wealthy 9-year-olds discovered 59 years later. At dawn, regret is time spent in private, the erotic dream to be accounted, but never wanting to live outside the public, wanting only for its good, be organised. I guess that's why I loved emailing you, how it was learned with risk, as if I could sublimate structured the me that sent a dick pic in Germany on aim attending its unveiling. I guess out of jealous of how friends live desires separate to my contract stage. She made it still, things walked by, the portico of a conversation, and then there was the other time your simple presence touched. You know the kind of photo, one that designs punishments there like a fleece of pure intention, where I was her husband, looked beautiful and warm, through an alias safe, though the punishment was the threat that my identity would be revealed by the police, unless I voluntarily gave myself up. Fruits grow fast, pins, champs, in endless night. So punishment just comes. And the transparent life intention is right. There's like whatever essence chooses day, older people, pastry, vapor, morning, stem, a jam-puff starvation. I want no one to return life, ceremony, ring prospects, outlook, leisure, prospects, heads and heads. Under, play on, your children gardening, paranoid, leading a style, and on and on. I think that's fantastic. Thank you very much.